was amazed, Louisa, earlier on when you said, I've only just quit my pub job.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. People think as soon as you do a show that you're just unbelievably successful and loaded and you're a millionaire and people are just throwing job offers at you. It doesn't really go that way sometimes, you know what I mean? It can have a bit of a lull after I'm only starting to really work now as well. I did have a few months where I wasn't doing much and it's just one of those things, you know what I mean?
I think that's an important thing to hang on to, is
totally.
even though...
And social media is very misleading, and I'm sure all invested in it, like, but you'll just show when you're working and stuff. You're not gonna be like, oh, I had a really boring day, I had a sandwich. Like, that's not interesting to share, but there's a lot of time where you're still constantly rejected for jobs and stuff. It's all very normal and just part of it.
It can be very, very hard, but it is part of the process.
It's all part of it, yeah.
Now, moving on to one of the other characters in the show, one of my favourites. Sister Michael. Lisa, please, I'm begging you, please tell me that she's a real person.
Yeah, like, she's a combination of a few teachers. I basically went to that school. It's very thunnily disguised in the TV series. And just these women that you were terrified of, and they just had this... I don't know if it's still the same, but we just were petrified of a number of teachers, and one of them was a nun. I'm always afraid she'll be watching.
I was going to say, is she still alive?
I met her at an event in Derry, and she obviously, I don't know if she's seen the show, but she said, you know, good luck with all the work and God bless you or whatever, and I was like, she's just so annoyed at all the swearing in it, and she, you know, but like, so I still get about, oh my God, when I meet one of my old teachers, you know. But yeah, just one of those real no-nonsense.
She's genius. She's genius. And having been brought up in the church as well, I recognise her. I absolutely recognise her.
Siobhan, who plays her, is probably the funniest person I've ever met.
Yeah,
She's
so
really
funny
in real life.
Yeah.
Different, but...
She gets livid when we're doing things without her as well. So she's definitely going to be following what's going on
I was
Twitter
going to say,
like,
this could go down really badly then. If she's,
no, she'll be raging. She'll be like, you're having fun without me. And be like, no, we're not.
That was awful.
I think this is the thing about things being part of a longer process. Siobhan was on London Irish. That's where we, as was the guy who plays the priest and a number of on the show. So you develop these relationships where we knew Siobhan was dead funny, and we wanted
to find a character
to find
for
a role
her.
That she absolutely is right for this role. Like, you know, so yeah, I think that's what, like, having those experiences are good for us.
I auditioned for London Irish as well.
I remember that,
of a long collaboration, where we've learnt a lot of stuff. Some of it's worked, some of it hasn't worked, but finally we've ended up here. But it's taken a while.
Yeah.
So, famous people, because I'm sorry, just totally lost my track because I'm so obsessed with Sister Michael. I've heard that you've had famous people in Ireland as well approaching you, very well-known people saying, I want to be in the show. Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah.
So who are you able to say who's approached you?
Probably. Well, I mean, the thing is, they're all great, but it's just there's so many of them already. So I'm like, I'm having a hard time writing for the 9 of them. I think there's maybe 11 when you include Jenny Joyce, the prefect. As it is, and it's the idea of adding, you know, new regulars or anything. I'm just like, oh, there'd be no, you know.
If there was any room for anybody, who would you like to see?
I absolutely, should...
Go for it.
Go on.
I mean, I love Orla O'Hanlon. I'd love, I just think, and we worked with him before, and he's just got that real... I think you love watching him, and he's funny, you know, and you like him. He's got that likability thing, so yeah. And
so is there maybe a hint that he might be making an appearance?
We haven't even started casting, so there's no hint.
No.
Okay, no hint. But you are
current.
And I think that most of the parts I write tend to be women, so there's often, like, even new, you know, so there's often...
He could play a nun. He could play a nun. Am I right in thinking that you are in pre-production for Series 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you go back to work on Monday, I think you were saying,
Monday,
for this. I think it's also really important to say that when Mike and I were chatting earlier on, that you were saying this is only my second job in TV, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's my first comedy in TV.
Right, first comedy in television, and you were saying that you find this much, much harder than the other stuff that you've done. Just why is that?
Us, we're a nightmare.
Working with these, no. I think for me anyway, my limited experience doing comedy, when you're on set, it has to work. It has to work on set. I think it finds black and white. If it's not funny, you're not going to get away with it in the edit room. I think that's what I found. When I've done some drama in the past, maybe you could go, oh, we'll fix that in the edit, or we'll come in it from a side bit. But in comedy, it was much more black or white.
Yeah, it's precision.
It is, so...
It's more technical, isn't it? Yeah.
I find that really, really interesting. As somebody that doesn't do comedy, I find that a fascinating insight, that it has to be so precise and that you can't just fix it in the edit, because, you know, the stuff I do can always be fixed in the edit. But that is an insight into your skill, I think, that you have to be so brilliant on set. And certainly in terms of the writing, performance and the direction, is very interesting to me. So you've gone into pre-production for Series 2, you're about to go into pre-production, but you're not giving the cast any tips, are you?
No, they keep trying to get me drunk. And it's just, yes, we're not telling them anything, because we don't want to sort of, people torture them, and we don't want, and then, you know...
You just don't trust us.
That's it.
It's probably right.
A little bit true.
Very right.
Fine.
Is this where you sort of want to say that actually you're dropping some of the characters? Is just too scared to say.
Imagine.
This is the place with that
This is where we're going to tell you.
It's a recurring nightmare.
OK, so we are actually very nearly at the end of the session, but as I said earlier on, it is your masterclass, and this really is for you. So I'm very keen to get your questions. Now, there are... I always have to reach sort of miles. I need varifocals for this. So, hang on. We've got questions coming through on the app. OK, let me just try and find... Hi, Lisa, you've been waiting... OK, well, we've sort of... Hang on. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to filter. OK, the cast have posted some amazing behind-the-scenes antics on Twitter.
Nicola?
Were there any highlights of what you got up to when the cameras weren't rolling?
Oh my God, there was so much stuff. There was so much stuff. What were we talking about? The coffees? Yes,
Oh my God, that was terrible.
In the last week, they went out and got us iced coffees, and Louisa wouldn't let us drink them until we finished them. She's like, guys, no. We're just going to do this. Louisa's really good and professional, and everyone should hire her. 'Cause she's
So
brilliant.
unlike your character, Lewin.
Yeah, but like we were like, we really need them. We're really hot, just because like, it was the middle
They
of the
needed
summer.
their iced coffees.
Yeah,
We got really bratty.
We got
as
at
time
towards
went
the
on.
end, and then one day Saoirse was like, "We're so humble," and I was like, "I don't know." she saw a photo of us one day and said, "We're stunning." We are stunning. So now we just say it all the time about ourselves. We're stunning.
We just text each other randomly as well and say, stunning.
You were stunning.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was one day in Sister Michael's office. We were trying to film the scene, I think with Father Peter, and the room is like, is it like smoke that you pump in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
a mist.
Yeah, like a mist and things. So, and there was like really hot lights, and you're in the uniform, and Clare always has every bit of the uniform on correctly, so you're just boiling, and you're just sort of losing it. And then like, what I love as well is they have us always together, like this close to one another and shoved on a bench. But then, like, Jamie Lee's stomach started grumbling, and then Saoirse...
sounded like a cat.
Sounded like a cat, and then Saoirse has this like real growly voice. And she's like, and it was just like I was shaking with laughter in the chair. I just heard Lisa go, "Oh, Nicola, come on!" I was like, yeah.
Or when we were practicing the dance, we were talking about this last night.
Oh my God, I've never told him about that because
No, I haven't either.
People did know.
Hang on, what is this?
Oh, it was one of the
It
funniest.
was so funny.
We were you tell then, because obviously
We were all practicing like the dance at the end, so we went down, and of course Louisa was taking it really seriously, which is obviously and we were like drinking wine, all this will be great. And then we were in Dylan's apartment, and we started doing that, and we were taking it seriously, and we were started giggling a bit because we couldn't get it. And then Nicola or Saoirse got too warm, so she went to take off her jumper and pulled everything up and got her bibs out by accident. So we all ran over.
and all the girls literally surrounded me from Dylan.
So we pulled the jumper down, and then Louisa was like, "Right, that's it, I'm leaving." That's it. Yeah. We were like,
And then I farted as well.
I asked a question I shouldn't have. I said, "Did that hurt?" It was a piercing. It was a piercing. I'm so sorry.
Shannon, you've got your lips.
I'm
You guys are telling stories, right?
I was leaving that part out. And no, it
Yeah, that
didn't.
was too much, wasn't it? Sorry.
I'm sorry, it's going to have to feature in series 2. The nipple piercing's going to have to feature. Now, okay, so...
Wait, doesn't talk much.
Fine. Sure, listen.
I love young boys. Just absolutely brilliant. So, okay, final question. Oh, this is a good one. The ending of series 1 was an unexpected tearjerker. Can we expect more touching moments, Lisa, from series 2?
Yeah, so there's something like of that scale, not as sad as that, but yeah, touching, I would say, and but I think you sort of have to earn it, so it'll be at the end probably as well.
Okay, so we've got all that comedy, all the laughs, and then at the end you're going to have that little bit of pathos as well.
Yeah, hopefully people just don't go, I don't care. But yeah, that's the idea anyway. So.
Okay, sadly, we are going to have to end, which I'm gutted about. So I'm just going to, I know you're not in order, but Lisa, Liz, Mike, Saoirse, Jamie Lee, Louisa, Nicola, Dylan, thank you so very much.
Thank you.